Welcome. In this video, I'll introduce ratio and show you how to simplify them to the lowest terms. Ratios are used to compare between quantities. For example, ratio between apples to pears in this example would be simply written as 1 to 3. Where the colon denotes the ratios, it means that there are 3 pears to every 1 apple. The order of the ratios are super important. For example, if you want to represent the ratio of pears to apple, we can express this as 3 to 1. Or, put another way, it means there are 1 apple for every 3 pears. Suppose you want to now have 2 apples and 6 pears. Then our ratio of apples to pears is written as 2 to 6. And if you want to have 3 apples and 9 pears, then our ratio of apples to pear is 3 to 9, and so on. 1 to 3, 2 to 6, 3 to 9, or any other multiples of 1 to 3 are called equivalent ratios, as they are just different forms of the same ratio, comparing the same quantities. Notice that multiplying the ratio 1 to 3 by 2 gives second ratio of 2 to 6. And multiplying the ratio 1 to 3 by 3 gives the third ratio, 3 to 9. Alternatively, we can reverse the process and divide the ratio 3 to 9 by 3 to write them as 1 to 3. Or divide 2 to 6 by 2 to express it as 1 to 3. Ratio 1 to 3 cannot be divided by any other number exactly, so it cannot be simplified any further. Therefore, this ratio is at its simplest form. Ratios at its simplest form does not necessarily give the information about the actual number of apples and pears. So if I tell you that apples and pears are in the hat in the ratio 1 to 3, there could be 1 apple and 3 pears in the hat, or there could be 2 apples and 6 pears in the hat, as 1 to 3 is equivalent to 2 to 6 as well. Or there could be 3 apples and 9 pears, as 3 to 9 is also equivalent to 1 to 3. Or any other multiples of 1 to 3 are also possible. When you want to simplify any given ratio to its simplest form, it simply requires you to find the number that divides both of the given ratios. For example, we can divide both of these ratios by number 2. To give 12 to 30, as 24 divided by 2 is 12 and 60 divided by 2 is 30. However, you must always check whether you have the ratios in the simplest form. As 12 and 30 can be divided by 6, our ratio is not in the simplest form yet. So we continue to divide. So dividing 12 by 6 gives 2 and 30 by 6 gives 5. There are no common factors that divides 2 and 5, so our ratios are in its simplest form. If you noticed earlier, 24 and 60 have the highest common factor of 12. If you learned your times tables well, this will really help you to identify these higher common factors, and we can use this number to divide both the numbers and express the ratio as 2 to 5 in its simplest form much quicker. Sometimes ratios are given in terms of different units. For example, £2.50p to 45p. On this occasion, we must express the ratio in the same units before putting them in the simplest form. As there are 100p in a pound, we can change £2.50 to the pence by multiplying by 100 to give 250p to 45p. Now that the units are the same, we can simply ignore that, and we can now begin to simplify by cancelling both terms. We can start dividing both sides by 5, as 5 is a common factor of 250 as well as 45. 250 divided by 5 gives 50, and 45 divided by 5 gives 9. As nothing else divides 50 and 9, our ratio is in its simplest form. There are some other units of measure that you should be familiar with. For example, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kilograms. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. And 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. We can also change the ratios that are in the decimal form to its simplest terms. For example, 0.4 to 1.2. We can multiply both numbers by 10 to give 4 to 12, which can then be divided by 4 to give the ratio in its simplest terms. 4 divides 4 to give 1, and 12 divides by 4 to give answer 3. The ratio in its simplest form is 1 to 3. If the ratios are given in fractions like this, we need to find the lowest common multiple of its denominators, in this case 10 and 5. Lowest common multiple of 10 and 5 is 10, so we multiply both quantities by 10. This eliminates the denominators on the left, leaving 3. 5 cancels 10 down to 2, and 2 multiplies 2 to give 4 on the right hand side. This ratio is now in its simplest form, as nothing else cancels 3 as well as 4. Alternatively, you can also do cross multiplication, which means multiply 2 with 10 and 3 with 5, giving the ratio of 15 to 20. This ratio is not in the simplest form, as 5 divides both terms. Dividing both terms by 5 gives 3 to 4, as dividing by 1 gives the number itself, and now it's in the simplest form. If you find this video useful for you, please click like, and if you think someone else can benefit from it, please share. And if you want to hear from me again, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Be sure to try the exercises to test your knowledge. I'll see you in the next part.